This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk us through this 2021 Zinger model 290 KB. Alright, so let's go to the rear here. Of course, you have power stabilizers. You have one switch operate both rear, and then another switch in the front operate both front. Also note that this is a quick connect for the LP fittings to get into the system. That's a quick connect right there. You have to plug in any gas appliance, a grill or cooktop. You do it there, like this one right here. This one has running water. A dorm refrigerator works on 110 AC. As soon as you plug in the trailer, basically it turns on. So, okay, and this slides out, of course. Alrighty. So you have outside shower. Now this is a black tank flush. After you dump your black tank on the other side of the trailer, you leave the valve open, you hook up a hose to from the dump station to here, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank and flush it, which is a good thing. You got antenna out plus power for TV. This, you should always open the baffle, and this is the vent for the range hood. There's a baffle in there that you can open by just grabbing a hold of it and pulling it loose. You want it to flap freely when you're venting, otherwise you want it shut. You got a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers. This is the fresh water fill. So most common way to get water to this trailer is through city water, which is on the other side. I'll show that to you. But if you don't have city water on the campsite you go to, or the campground you go to does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill this water tank here, the fresh water tank, and you can pump the water using the onboard pump. All right, and also there's that white gate valve there is to drain the fresh water tank. Okay, got fold-out stairs. The legs are adjustable. There's your front stabilizers. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, of course he locked it. Oh, brother. Who does that? Okay. You have a power tongue jack, and you can pull this cap off and crank it manually. There's going to be a crank in the pass-through compartment. All right, you got two LP tanks full. You got a deep cycle marine battery. Let's see if this one's open. There we go. All right, so basically you have your cranks in there. I know you can't see it very well, but your dump hose, your crank, your adapter for your to adapt your power cord down to something you can plug in at home, 15-20 amp plug. Okay. All right, so there's your cord, of course. It's 30 feet long, 30 amps. These are your dump valves here. The black is for the black tank, which is toilet water and waste. The gray is the gray tank, sink and shower water. Always dump the black first and then use the gray water to flush it out. Leave this valve open, the black valve open, and you can, like I showed you on the other side, you can hook your hose up to the black tank flush and help flush out your tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. This is the city water hookup I told you about. 9 times out of 10, that's how you get water to the trailer. Okay, this is your water heater. Right now it's empty and in bypass mode because it's winterized. But there's the cap for it and the drain right there. The switches are inside the trailer. Never run this or turn on any energy source unless you have water in the tank. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. Alright, so this housing tells us it's pre-wired for a backup camera. While we're looking up, you have to go or have somebody go on the roof every 90 days or so and check the seals. It's very important to check all the seals for cracking or separation. Make sure no low branches hit the vent covers or the roofing material and damaged it, that sort of thing. All trailers have to be inspected on a regular basis. Okay, let's go inside. So this is your control panel here. Your slide room is right here. Your power awning is right here. Never leave the power awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, make sure you roll the awning in so it doesn't get damaged by the weather. Water pump is here. Water heater on gas and water heater on electric. Like I said, it's empty right now and it's in bypass mode. There's antifreeze in the system. So after you flush the antifreeze out, you switch your bypass valves to regular camping mode and then turn on the hot water faucet and just first it'll just blow out air. Eventually you get a stream of solid water. When the solid water comes out, you know it's full. And then you can turn it on, okay? Lights here. Batteries charged. Fresh tank is empty. Black tank is empty. Gray 1, gray 2. They graduate up in 1/3 increments as they fill. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the black and gray tank. All right. So you have a fireplace in here. Works on a 110. You have to note right here that you can't use the AC and the fireplace at the same time. So right now I've selected fireplace with this switch. If you're running the air conditioner, you would flip it the other way. Draws too many amps, so you can only do one at a time. So, let's see here. That's H right there for high, off, low, high. That's the fan speed, okay? Then you can also set the temperature. You can also change the appearance of the flame, like that. Like I said, you can set this. It goes up in 5-degree increments, as you can see. So go by 5s. It also has a timer, and you can set it to come on or go off whenever you want. I'm going to shut it off now because it's getting warm in here, and that's what it looks like right there. Also, there's buttons right here, so you don't have to use the remote. Everything's got a remote these days. Your sound bar, this is the remote for it. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. You can stream off this USB. 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside, B is outside. And it's got an FM radio built in, so there's a lot that it does, especially considering you're camping. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is the vent hood that I told you about. Remember I told you there was a baffle on the vent outside. That fan plus light. Okay, so we have let me open this up here. Always leave the cover closed when you're traveling, or else it tends to want to break. So you spark this to use it. So the leftmost knob, you turn clockwise to spark it. Let me see what we got here. So there you go. You see, just turn that one on, and it's sparked and lit. Okay, so we shut that off. Now the oven, you still have to light the pilot light. So all the way down here at the bottom, all the way to the back, there's a pilot light. You can see me spark it right there. Okay, so what you do is you go to the rightmost knob. You go to the picture of the flame, which means pilot light. You depress it and you hold it. Then you spark it with turning this clockwise. You spark it until the pilot light down here lights. Once it lights, you're still holding this in, depressing it. So you keep it depressed after it lights for another 10 seconds to heat it up. You go to operating temperature, it cycles on and off as an oven does. When you shut it off though, keep in mind that the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. You have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Alrighty. Okay, so this device here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. Yes, it is. This is your power converter. So it converts AC to DC power. So you have 110 AC over here and regular, fuse circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and then they're labeled. Then the power is converted to 12-volt DC over here. You got 12-volt fuses, and they're labeled. If it would blow, they'll light up actually. You can see them glowing through this plastic. Also, when you're plugged in, this is a battery tender. It'll keep your battery charged up as long as you're plugged in. Okay. Your tow vehicle will charge the battery when you're traveling, and when you're plugged in, the power converter will charge it. All right. So your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. Let me back up here a little bit so you can see where we're at. All right. So basically on and off. You hold it for a second to shut it off. We're on right now. So you go to the mode. That is automatic electric. That means electric takes parameters. So it'll always seek out electricity and use it if it finds it. Or if you're using electricity and you have a power outage at the campground, for example, it'll automatically switch over to gas. So that's the most common way you would have it. But you could also, let me see if I can get it to switch here, because that's just electric, or just gas. But if you keep it on auto electric, that's the way to go, because it'll always choose electricity first, then gas second. So that's the way to go anyway. Okay, it's a gas absorption, so it works like a regular refrigerator. It just takes longer to reach operating temperature. So keep that in mind. That it takes a little while. You figure 8 hours is better to start it the day before if you can. Okay, so you have an analog thermostat. Try to always keep the fan on auto if you can. Heat all the way to the right. I'm going to shut it off now. Then fan. which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then cool, which is the AC, of course. Alright, so sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. Always run the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. The toilet has to have water in the black tank. Now, if there's a flush pedal right here, as you can see. So that's the black tank directly below. You can see it's empty down there. Maybe you can see it's empty. So when you get to the campground, you're going to hook up your water and your power, of course. Then you come in here. You can't use the toilet dry. It has to have water in the black tank and chemicals. So you'll step on this pedal. Water will come swirling out, go right into the black tank. You put about a gallon or so in there. There's no way to tell exactly what that is, but just put some water in there and your chemical, and you're all set. Now, after you dump your black tank, if you're going to continue to camp, you'd have to repeat that procedure again because you never use it dry. Alrighty. You can drop your table down, of course, to turn it into a bed. This jackknife's flat. This couch jackknife's flat to turn into another bed. We got 4 more here. Yeah, 4 more spots to sleep. This also jackknifes. Actually roll over, so it's kind of nice. Alright, so you have that. Exit window. The emergency window, basically you just push it all the way through, and you would push this the rest of the way through, of course. Then you grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and then you can exit in an emergency. I'm sure there's one of these at the front of the trailer also. And your TV hookups here. Backer plate there. Okay. Let's walk to the front bedroom here. So you got some storage underneath the bed. This is a emergency window also. So you got that. You got your pull down shades. Okay, good. Okay, so that covers it. Then I think we've touched on everything. Like I told you, remember to inspect your roof every 90 days or so. Have somebody do it if you can't do it yourself. Just check out the sealant. Make sure there's no cracking or separation. Just give it a good look over. Also, this trailer is winterized still, so there's antifreeze in the system and the water heater is bypassed. Okay? Thank you.